Right now I'm in Osaka in Tokyo, and behind me there is a Toyota dealership, and it doesn't say Toyota anywhere on it. Instead it says Corolla, and the colour scheme, instead of being red, is orange, unlike anywhere else in the world. There's a good reason for this. Let me explain why. The Toyota dealership network in Japan is a mess of multiple sales channels targeting multiple demographics: youths, more affluent, all types of vehicles, sporty, luxury, or in some cases just diesels. This all stemmed from the Japanese post-war economic boom. Toyota kept launching new models and creating new sales channels for them. Today, Japan has a population of around 130 million people and has a dealership network of around 5,000 stores. The USA, with its 350 million population, has a dealership network of around 1,500 stores, which shows you just how crazy their offering is. Let me provide a quick history lesson. Today you will find 4 main Toyota dealers: Toyopet, Toyota Stores, Toyota Corolla, and Toyota Netz. They also have Lexus, which I'm sure you're familiar with, and most recently they have GR Garage. A bit more on that later. Originally they had a small network of Toyota dealers, around 47 in 1950. This original line of stores is still known as Toyota Stores in Japan and is known to sell premium vehicles including the Toyota Century, the Japanese Rolls-Royce. And behind me there is the Toyota Store. You can see here the font on Toyota is just a little bit different to what we're used to, and they have all of the models listed that they sell at this shop here. But the strange thing is that there is the Netz dealership just there. It's less than 5 minutes walk. See where that red traffic light is? It is next to that. That is the Netz dealership, and then just here right next to it is the Toyota dealership. And the Corolla dealership was about 10 minutes walk away, and there's another dealership up the road which I'm going to show you, and that's another 10 minutes away. So they're all in very close proximity to each other. In 1956, Toyota created the Toyopet trucks range, also known as the Toyo Ace, and they decided they would need a dedicated sales channel for these. In addition, they were given the Toyota Corolla to sell. They used to focus on mid-range models. Now behind me is the Toyopet store. As you can see, it's got its own distinctive branding. It's green. Originally it was created to handle the smaller, cheaper cars, while the Toyota store, the one I just showed you, sold the more high-end cars. But now, as you can see, they sell all different cars at this dealership now. In 1961, Toyota created a Publica and created a separate sales channel for these. Unfortunately, this wasn't much of a success, but the Corolla became the sales success that it is today. They then rebranded this franchise as Corolla. These today mainly sell practical, family-orientated models. In 1967, Toyota created Toyota Auto Store. This is different to Toyota stores, to sell the Sprinter. Then in 1980, it added the Vista Store to sell the Vista, a Camry clone. In 1998, the Toyota Auto Store was rebranded Netz, and then in 2004, the Toyota Vista Store and the Netz brands were merged. Confused yet? These Netz stores targeted a slightly younger demographic, a bit like Scion in the United States. And behind me is a Netz Toyota dealer. Ooh. There's a Shinkansen going just over there. Nice. Alright, back to regular programming. Sorry. Behind me is a Netz dealership, and it doesn't even say Toyota anywhere on it. It just says Netz. So I don't know how you'll know you've come to buy a Toyota here, but that's the way it is. And amongst all of this, in 1957, Toyota created a Toyota diesel store. These focused on selling diesel trucks, but they also happened to sell the diesel Corolla. And by 1988, these just died off by themselves. You now might be wondering, how did all of these different dealers stay in business? Well, Toyota demands half of the Japanese new car market. Right, I'm just on my way to the Toyopet dealership. And what do I find on the way? I'm about 8 or 9 minutes walk in. Another Toyota Netz dealership. They're everywhere. In addition to that, dealers would have exclusive models even though they were the same car with just minor cosmetic differences. This is why Toyota gave us the Levin and the Sprinter, the Velfire and the Alphard, and the Camry and the Vista. They also have Lexus cars which have been a great success internationally. They are designed to compete with BMW, Mercedes and Audi. And finally, their most recent addition was GR Garage, which is more akin to a tuning shop than a dealership. And behind me is Toyota's latest brand for their dealerships, GR Garage. This is a brand solely focused on selling their GR range. From the outside, they've got the sporty branding, GR Garage. Inside it looks quite busy. I'm not sure if there's something going on. Outside they have a couple of cars parked. One's a GT86 and one is a Supra. Let's go inside. So first thing you'll see when you walk inside is some video games, racing simulators. So they've got the GR Garage Asahi Cup. You win something maybe, you get high scores. Oh, they've got little go-kart set up as well. Pretty cool. And they have a load of souvenirs, accessories, coaster, is that a wallet? Cap there, all for sale. And all of this stuff for camping. I don't know why there's so much camping stuff, but what have they got? Like a little boot organizer, a little chair for kids, a folding bag. That's pretty cool actually. I like that. Maybe I might buy one. These are little crates that look like batteries. That's pretty cool. And then some strut braces and other bits and pieces. More parts and stuff. What have we got? Some kind of injector cleaner maybe? I'm not sure what this stuff is. Oil. Some kind of paint protectant. Vapid engine cleaner. I've never believed in those. Wheel nuts, locking wheel nuts. Some little models. Brake caliper by Akebono. What have we got here? Some dampers, some polyurethane stoppers, and of course they have the cars. One is a Yaris GR, and the other is a Corolla GR, which I don't think they're bringing to Europe. And this is the Corolla GR. I'm not too sure what these people are doing here. Maybe they are launching the car here for the first time. But yeah, this car isn't coming to the UK, maybe not even Europe, but look, it's got a manual gearbox, which is rare these days. It's got these nice Alcantara seats. Just like a normal Corolla in the back, very nice. Now these GR dealerships are in Japan only. I can see why they have done it. They want to differentiate the GR brand distinctly from the everyday cars. Personally, I remember when Toyota used to make the cracking cars back in the 90s, the Celicas, the Supras, GT4, and then they went through a 10 or 15 year hiatus of making just boring cars. My Corolla is one of them, but they're back on the game now and they're pushing their GR range. Unfortunately, the Corolla won't make it to the UK. That's a real disappointment for me. But that aside, I think they've done a great job. Now you may be wondering, why is Toyota the only people selling cars in this way in Japan? Well, the other manufacturers used to do it. For example, Honda used to have the Verno, the Clio, and the Primo stores. However, Honda since 2006 have unified all of these and just called them Honda stores. Our friends at Nissan used to have Blue Stage and Red Stage. Mitsubishi used to have the Galant store and Car Plaza. Mazda used to have Anfini, Autozam and the Unos store. One by one, each of these brands managed to consolidate all of their dealers, apart from Toyota, which is the outlier. They were managed to keep it going just due to their sheer size. Fast forward to today, and Toyota has realised that this method of selling cars is no longer sustainable. New car sales have steadily been on the decline, and fortunately going forward, Toyota has begun to reduce its model lineup from 60 to about 30 in Japan, and reorganize its sales channels and consolidate them. From mid-2020, all cars are available at all dealers. As I showed you earlier, some of these dealers are all within walking proximity of each other, so what this means for them in the future is somewhat unclear.